hello and welcome. I'm definitely not Vlad, and this is the final episode of the tank part of the Mastering All Roles series. In this episode, we're going to go ahead and just do an WeakAuras. That's the only thing I have left to do. If I time the 7, we're donezo. This character is 2k and a little bit over, like a few rating points over, and that will give us the Keystone Master achievement. And that is the goal for each of the roles that I'm going to be playing. So episode 8 and we're already done. Why is that? Because we're going to do each of the dungeons once, fully commentated. And that means 8 episodes because there's 8 dungeons. So since the last episode, there's obviously a jump in rating. And as you can see, I've timed all these 6s and whatnot. Some of them 2-starred. If you look at details, you could probably notice that I don't have this on overall data. But you can probably notice that I was playing with Lockified. That is Danny. I was also playing with Alier. That is Aralith. Those are my fiance and my friend. And we just blasted through some 6s. The runs were rough. As you can see, it wasn't like a complete boost run or anything like that. It was definitely rough because I was the second highest DPS. That was, I think, the Stone Vault 6 that we did. So we blasted through those just to get me to the rating required to make WeakAuras 7 timed, push me over the 2k rating mark. So we're gonna, without further ado, try and get into that WeakAuras. And we've already hit a snag, and that is that there is no +7 WeakAuras available. So what we're going to do instead, we're going to look for 7 to 8, and there's some 8 WeakAuras available because people want to get their crests done. So we're going to go ahead and just sign up for each and every one of them, and whoever invites me first gets to have me kill them on the last boss, like I did that one priest. Although, to be fair, looking back at the clip, I think the priest was dead even if I didn't freedom them. I think they were way too close to the boss. So I only feel slightly guilty instead of just guilty. But yes, I'm going to keep applying to groups, and once I am actually ready to join, or once I do join a group, I'm going to start recording again. All right, we finally found a group that was desperate enough to invite us. Let's reset details real quick and take a look see here. Yeah, this is the group. Oh, okay, no pull timer, no nothing, just YOLO. God damn Excelitath, you're way too loud. I keep saying that. She keeps being loud. We're going to summon in Danny, a non-combat pet that was gifted to me by my lovely fiance, and I have in turn named it after her. I'm not going to do a big pull here. I'm going to go just with these guys. I'm going to use a defensive here right at the start. Make sure that I get nice and comfy. And grab those flyers. And just, there's 2 mobs in this that basically do damage. It's the crawlers. And they'll keep putting the poisons out. As a paladin, you can dispel those, so make use of that. It's very nice if you can get that off of people. It can be pretty bad sometimes if you let that tick all the way through because it just does so much damage. Now here, what we're going to do is we're going to first pull this, then silence it, and then hopefully get another reset. But if not, we're just going to bubble and stand over here. Blind can be used to interrupt that. I would really like a reset on my thingy here. My thingy, I mean Avenger's Shield. That way we can group this one in. And now we have the kick available for the big guy. Okay, all is well now. We're going to use a big defensive here. We used bubble already. We're going to stun this guy. My job here is to make sure that the fear doesn't go through and that these guys cast as little as possible. Everything, and of course my job is also to hold aggro and survive, but I think I can manage. I really don't want to have to spend a kick on this. Okay, fear is in 8 seconds. I should be able to get my well, it should be dead in 8 seconds. Very nice. I'm going to use my blood elf active racial ability to take care of the remaining orbs. And now we're going to group the next group. I'm going to use Divine Toll here to make sure that I can hit everything and get aggro, and also to interrupt the attendant here. Now we want to keep kicking this attendant. Again, we're going to be looking to dispel these poisons as best we can. Wings are worth popping here, so I'm going to do that. I feel relatively safe. We're just going to heal ourselves while we have this bleed. Keep kicking those web bolts whenever you can. They do a significant amount of damage. Okay, and we can cleanse the evoker again. We're going to heal ourselves. We're spamming Blessed Hammer here to generate more holy power while we're on the move. All right, trying to grab all of these mobs. I want to grab them before we go into the last guy. We're going to use Eye of Tyr here to reduce the incoming damage. There we go. Okay, now I have my mitigation set up. I should be able to live this. Do have Healthstone. I think I'm going to use one of those bad boys, and we're going to grab these crawlers over here just in case we get an unlucky spawn. I should have bubbled there. I'm disrespecting these mobs. It is fortified. I don't know. That's just my bad. I just kept over pulling. I should have just stabilized more and then pulled the last group. So that's on me. We're going to try and get back over there. People are kiting, trying to survive, trying to maybe finish off a few more enemies before we go into the next group. That's understandable. I'm just going to wait a bit before we pull more. Okay, so we have these two crawlers that survived from before, and we have that one crawler over there. I'm going to wait for the healer to get here because people are going to get poisoned. Multiple people are going to get poisoned. And I would like the healer to be here to cover that poison. He is very close according to the minimap, so we're going to go ahead and just start pulling these. Drop my consecration to get that mitigation. It even rhymes, so you know it's good. We're going to go ahead and dispel those poisons as soon as possible. I'm pretty sure evokers can also dispel poisons. Why the evoker is not doing it, I couldn't tell you. Maybe it's just inexperience. I don't know what it is. I made a blunder there. I used a Word of Glory when I really didn't need to without having the actual proc up for the Word of Glory. The Rupture is up. People are pulling for me. I'm going to use Divine Toll here. We're going to go ahead and sack the Evoker. I have a feeling he might not use a defensive here when he really should because this thing hurts a lot. Someone needs to take care of these orbs. I'm going to go ahead and take care of these orbs. Okay, we didn't get one of them. I'm going back to this thing. Nobody, I don't know. They took care of some of them. I feel anxious whenever there's a bunch of orbs and I'm not able to take care of them because I don't know, the level of trust I have for pug groups is vanishingly small lately. It's just been a rough time with some of the runs I've had. Of course, there's also good runs, like the Dawnbreaker that we had was really, really good. I'm going to keep silencing this guy and just drag him along. And I'm just going to hope that people keep kicking that. If not, I'm just going to use any procs of Avenger's Shield to make it move over, and also to interrupt those web bolts, because the web bolts go on any random target, while this guy's poison bolts, they will only ever hit me. So it's very good to interrupt the attendant whenever you can, as a DPS or as a tank as well. If you can spare the interrupts or whatever, you can use it on that if you don't need help surviving Attic and his poison bolts. All right, that should be it for Attic. We're going to wait for these. We're going to take care of all of them using our Absorb. Somebody else was helping us. We're going to kick this. And I'm just going to mount up use my little dash because the mount up is not available because orbs keep you in combat for a little while for some godforsaken reason. All right, close eggs. And we're just going to hope that people understand that they cannot stand on the other side of the boss like this warrior is doing, because as he gets as the mobs come out, or as the ads come out, they go towards the DPS and healer. So what we need people to do is to not stand in such a way. You need to move here. Okay, well, somebody else is taking care of it and killing it very quickly because it's fortified, not tyrannical, and that's making it doable. I'm going to go ahead and just try and stand here in the corner for the onslaught so that I leave my swirlies on the ground near the corner rather than in the middle of the room, which would prevent us from actually doing stuff around the room. This seems like a good spot to stand. I'm going to use a defensive for the Voracious Bite. That's when you get the bleed, so using it as late as possible is nice. I'm going to sack the Evoker, keep him nice and safe, keep myself nice and safe. I'm just going to move out of this. I'm going to use a big defensive here. People are taking care of these guys very quickly. Warrior's probably saving all his burst for them, which is a good call, honestly. It makes it a lot safer. You can take care of those super quickly. I'm going to go ahead again and stand over here so I can drop the swirlies near existing ones. Warrior bit the bullet. I'm going to go over here and take care of all of these. That moves things away as well. Voracious Bite is up again. I'm going to use, what's this called? Eye of Tear to try and reduce some of that damage. I was a little bit late on that, but it works out either way. Now we're just trying to kill the boss here. I don't care what we do to the little guys. We have a binding arrow on them, so they just get stunned over there. There's also a tar trap. This hunter took care of that very, very well. So far, so good, other than me being a dumbass and overpulling. Oh, hey, the hunter has the same mount as me. That's cool. Other than me being a dumbass and overpulling, we've been doing quite well. Here I'm going to use Ardent Defender as I group these mobs. Okay, I'm going to bubble here. Ain't no reason not to bubble while I'm grouping a pull like this. Our job here is to tank things, and also, could I get just one heal? Like, I understand that healers don't like healing tanks right now for some reason, but I am just not getting anything from my guy here. I was sitting at the same amount of health for I don't know how long. But anyway, our job here is to keep kicking this web mage. Kick it over and over and over and over again. This section really, it's as successful as it can be, depending on how many web mages you pull. If you pull a bunch of web mages and you don't have a good group coordination to kick them over and over and over again, you're going to run into the issue of your group wiping here, because the web bolts is what kills you here. It's not even the AoE volley, which it's good to kick that. Don't get me wrong. Multiple of those overlapping will kill you. but just one of the web wallies, unless your healer is just really struggling to get any HPS in, just the web wallies are not going to kill you. We're going to put focus on this thing. We're going to target the other one, use Argent Defender as I set up here. Okay, I'm going to kick the volleys just for now, and we're going to Divine Toll and try to silence these guys for as long as possible, and also get more interrupts in. This one's free casting, so we're switching target to him to make sure that we can interrupt him. We just keep interrupting them as much as possible. Again, key thing is to just make sure that these web mages are silenced for as long as possible. Ideally here, I would have honestly preferred not to pull two of them. We're going to go ahead and stun this. We're going to use wings here to try and survive the assistants. They're pretty stacked up. There's no soothe being used on this one or anything like that. So I might just, I don't even have a stun available, so I might not be able to do that. I have been not kicking this as much as I could. Okay, they've lost their stacks. They're not as dangerous anymore. They're getting knocked back by, I guess that was, oh, I guess it was the Evoker. I don't know. We're gonna wait patrol. I want to wait for the patrol to peace out. Okay, the alarm's already being cast. I need to hit these. Somebody body pulled this, so it's a bit messy. We're gonna go ahead and use our bubble again because we have it off cooldown. We absolutely nuked the thingy that summons the enemies, so that's wonderful. Now we can pull this next group in, and I'm going to do exactly that while I have everything set up here and the pull is already going. Hopefully that doesn't bother anyone. I'm going to try and heal myself up a bit here. I'm going to keep silencing the web mage and interrupting it, obviously. Again, full focus on the web mages. They're the biggest source of damage. Obviously, what you really want to do is DPS, and I'll cover that more thoroughly in the DPS series, which you have coming up next, maybe. Potentially, it depends on what wins the poll. But as a DPS, you want to focus this guy down first. Why? Because this Bulwark of the Weak, he actually gives DR, 50% DR to anything around him, all enemies. We're gonna stun this. Somebody, something. Nope. Okay. We got kicks available, but nobody's taking care of the last orb, so they just get a freebie little buff up. So that's okay. We have that guy dead. We just need to take care of these two stag shells. I'm gonna try and finagle it so that when it's closer, there we go. That's perfect. That's about as close as I can get them without somebody. Oh, nice knockback. Big. We're gonna I'm not gonna do shit, but we have the Evoker taking care of it by doing a big old stun on him. I don't have blind or anything. I don't even have stun, so I just gotta make sure that well, I gotta make sure the group has to make sure to take care of them. I genuinely can't. There's nothing I can do to CC them to prevent that cast from going off. But the group took care of it, and we are perfectly fine. Jesus, I'm speaking 100 words a second again. Okay, so, well, with this group, sometimes you'll see tanks, especially Demon Hunter tanks, just skip him by jumping over and starting the fight, and then everyone gets teleported in. We can't do that, obviously. There's some things you can do with, like, mounts and whatnot, where everyone gets seated in there or whatever and jumps out, and it ends up working out, and you can skip this trash back because people don't like it. It's pretty inefficient. But we can't. We're not going to bother with that. That's not really so much a pug thing. It's something some people do on hierarchies because, again, this is very inefficient time-wise for count. So to do that, you also have to pull a bunch of shit earlier. It's also a kind of dangerous pull. You can't kill the little guys very quickly because of this guy giving them 50% DR. Effectively, they have twice as much health as it looks like, so it can be pretty bad. I think you can... I wonder if you can spell reflect this. As a warrior, it might be cool if you could spell reflect this. I'm going to stand on this side just because that frontal will target the tank always. Sorry, I was quiet for a while there. We're going to go ahead and heal our guy. A little stunzy on this guy. And then after the stun, we're going to go ahead and silence. Frontal is still being aimed at us, so I'm trying to be cognizant of where my allies are. Once this circle area starts, you hang on the right side of the circle as the tank always. You want to stand on this side. Why? Because... he will always keep targeting you with the frontal. And as you can see, the circle moves to your left as you're facing him right now. So if it's moving to the left and you're standing on the right side of the circle, it's literally just going to go outside of the circle. Gonna lay on hands the Evoker. He got super low there. So far, so good. Everyone's doing this really well. Now we're gonna get some adds again. This time it'll be multiple adds. We're gonna go ahead and use our Sacred Weapon. Looking for the add once he does the charge. We're gonna look at who he's charging, and we're gonna give them a big old sack so that when they get inevitably hit, they can survive it. There we go. One thing is ranged, I guess, is make sure you're not standing against the wall. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to... I'm gonna bubble. I don't want to risk I'm just gonna like panic bubble every time I can. I'm pointing the frontal at a bunch of people. That's not exactly great. A noob is almost dead. But yeah, as range, what I was trying to say was don't shit, I need a reset. Okay, never mind, he's dead. I don't need a reset. Don't stand near walls when he charges you, because he will hit the wall and do AoE around the wall. I really hope my mount fits through this. So if you're standing up against, it does. If you're standing up against the wall, I swear I've interrupted myself 5 times. Make that 6 now. ADHD be like. All right, hold on while I pull this all together. There we go. Beautiful. But now for the 7th time, don't stand near the wall during that fight, because you might get charged. If you get charged as ranged, you always get charged if you're ranged. Or rather, he only targets ranged. God, it's taking too long to make this point. I give up. I give up. I don't care enough about the point to make it anymore. It's over. Anyway, with the overseers, make sure you kick them if you're ranged to get a little bit closer so that the melee can actually keep auto-attacking them, or not auto-attacking, but damaging them, because they'll keep charging over to whoever's furthest away. So if the furthest person away, no, we're going this way. I'm not fighting that thing. That thing's a pain in the ass. All right, only a few drones. We're gonna go ahead and make sure that these overseers really like us. We have bubble available here. We're gonna try and interrupt them. I'm gonna put focus on the star one, and I'm gonna target the other one. We're gonna try and take care of both of those kicks if necessary. This one's not on me. I'm just going to taunt it real quick. I do have Divine Toll available for the next one. I am getting slowed, so I'm going to give myself a freedom. Divine Toll was used, but it didn't actually hit them for some reason and interrupt them. I don't understand what exactly happened there. The reason I gave myself freedom is because the mobs had actually slowed me. So this is a super painful pull actually for the tank, because the drones will slow you, and then when these guys do the swirlies, you're kind of screwed. It's pretty rough. It can be pretty rough. So that's something to keep in mind. It's just these 3 mobs. I'm going to wait for the patrol up there. I'm going to give freedom to my friend here who got rooted by the blood on the floor. I want that patrol, like, I'm going to ping it, because otherwise what can happen is it can get pulled during the boss fight. And I am here to make sure that none of that shit happens. Okay, we taunt it. Okay, make sure we shield slam here. Get it nice and aggroed up. I'm going to go ahead and give this person a bop, just because they're getting charged. All the range are split up in different directions. This is range syndrome 101, which is never stand in melee. God forbid you stand in melee. Bad things happen when you stand in melee. What happens is you help sometimes by standing in melee. Everyone seems to be getting the point. Nobody's standing super far away anymore. That's good. That speeds up the process of killing these, because the warrior can actually AoE, and everyone else as well, because if they're spread out, let's see these. Go boss. 10%. Okay, the hunter failed his little jump over, so we're going to use this. We have cooldowns. Only the hunter doesn't have cooldowns. I'm going to give hunter freedom so he can get out of that a little bit more quickly. That was pretty funny to me. Okay, he's getting healed up. We're good to go. We have bloodlust. We have everything. We're going to go and pull the boss. I'm going to position it roughly here, and I'm going to look for basically keeping it within runaway distance. 2 pools. We want to make sure that people have pools to access. See, this one is way too close. I'm going to cleanse myself and not give a shit about anyone else. I'm going to be super selfish. Let the healer handle it. I will heal, but I don't want to cleanse, because people don't know how to position when they are supposed to be cleansed. Well, don't know is probably the wrong word. I am going to go ahead. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. I'm going to bubble. That was so bad. I should have just grabbed the closest one, but it all works out. We're gonna go ahead and take care of these. What I want to do is make sure none of them get too close. Warrior, you need to move. Warrior, you need to move. Warrior, you need to move. Okay, warrior didn't want to move, so I moved. Screw it. We're gonna give a shield to this person, as they have the poison still on them. I hate this boss. With every fiber of my being, I cannot wait for the season to be over just to get rid of this. This has Yasma vibes out the ass, and I hated Yasma even more than this. Okay, cultivated poisons again. We're going to cleanse ourselves so the melee doesn't have to worry about me. We are close enough yet far enough from all the poisons to make sure all of this works well. Our healer is dead, so we're going to give them a CR after this is done. Please don't take that CR and insta-die. Okay, good. That worked out. I'm looking over there to see if the bloods are all need to be taunted or not. Nope. I'm going to send one of these right down the middle. Good luck, everybody. I'm going to take care of this person's poison by giving them sack. I'm going to use wings. I just got to stay alive right now. We're going to blind all of these orbs away. I'm going to absorb the next orbs. Healer took one of the swirlies to the face. That blood over there needs to get taken care of. This one's not going to be safe, I don't think. I'm going to send this one down the middle. Let the warrior not worry about my thing. Boss is almost dead. We're going to be able to take care of this. It's looking like a 2-star. It's looking pretty strong. Our hunter went down, but that's okay. We're going to res them really quick, and then we're going to take care of these 2 overseers. And that should be more than enough for percent. Did we just spend the CR for this? Oh my god, dude. Come on. Why are you so amped up? It's not going to give you more rating for 10 seconds. I was worried that we were going to pull this. Okay, great. No kicks either. I guess I failed mine as well. Or everyone just overlapped. We're giving big heals out here. Oh, why is this so hard? Why did that person pull before I was even ready? And they didn't even misdirect or anything. I guess misdirect doesn't do damage, so why would they put that on there? Jesus Christ, man. This was such a smooth run, and then this shit happens, like where they pull. Obviously, nothing has gone wrong. I'm just annoyed when people pull for me. It's not a TBC time walking dungeon. Okay, we got both kicks done. So after that salt-filled rant at the end, we're done with the Arakara 7. We 2-starred it quite handily, it seems. We got 29 rating. That puts us at... Oh, you're shitting me. You're shitting me, and I get the trinket. You're shitting me. No freaking way, man. That is so stupid. Can't even trade it. This guy is already asking me if I can trade it. Of course, I get the trinket. On the last run on this character, I get the trinket. You're kidding me, man. What the hell? I'm probably not going to play this character because I have a better geared prot paladin that I've been playing, but this is silly. Come on, they give me the trinket now. If I could, I would trade it to this guy just because I know I'm not going to use this character probably, but goddamn. Anyway, let's take a look at how much damage yeah, that's doing a significant amount of damage. 22 million damage. I'm just going to replace the other trinket and have it give me haste. Okay, cool. Thank you for the run, and we're going to peace out. He says, I think it's possible, bro. It is literally 4 item levels higher than both of my trinkets. What are you talking about? Anyway, I'm going to close that whisper window, and I know he's farming it for a while now and probably wants it really bad, but I am sorry, but I cannot trade it to you. My other this trinket is 606. The other trinket is 606. This one's 610. It does not let me trade it. So yeah, anyway, moving on. That is the end of the series. We got our War Within Spelunker Supreme achievement. We're at 2015 rating. We've got these keys cleared. I would consider this a challenge completed for the tank role. Now, what is next? I don't know. I don't have the results of the poll yet. As I record this, the previous video hasn't even gone out yet. That's going to happen later today, and that's when the poll is going to come out as well. And then within a day or two, I'm going to see what the results of the next role poll are, and I'm going to lock the poll for that role in the straw polls. So if that doesn't make any sense and you're new to all this, basically you can vote for any spec for each of the roles. Those are straw polls that I've set up so people can choose which specializations I'll be playing for DPS, for melee DPS, for ranged DPS, and for healer. Now there's another poll that's gonna be up, which you can use to determine what series starts next. So will it be the healer? Will it be the melee DPS or the ranged DPS? That is what you can choose. So take a look at that, and yeah. Anyway, we did it. We got Kaduni to 2K rating at 612 item level. Honestly, it's higher than I expected to get, considering I skipped gearing with, what are they called, with delves. I didn't want to do any of the delves, but for the next character, I might just do that because honestly, it just felt kind of rough gearing this character. I had to kind of do it behind the scenes, so to speak, without recording it, and it felt bad to just not have that much content in the videos themselves, but rather just have it happen off screen. That being said, we're going to do what we have to do to make each part of this series last for 8 episodes. Oh, and we got our tier token, which are going away next season apparently, and you're just going to get a catalyst charge. That's something interesting. But I think that's pretty much it for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like. Let me know what you liked about it in a comment down below. Also, happy holidays, because as I record this, it is Christmas Eve for me. And as this video comes out, it should be a day after Christmas. If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe, because there's another series coming. And if you're feeling particularly generous, you can become a channel member. Channel members have guaranteed replays to their comments, and they get nice little shoutouts at the beginning of episodes. And I'm lagging and about to disconnect. And Danny has just entered the room in the middle of me recording. She says vote Miss Weaver. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.